The college basketball experience Saturday pregame show for February 10th on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Cut. Cut is a peer-to-peer social betting platform that's US based and available in 40 different states. Head to cut.com. That's KUTT.com. Use that promo code SGPN for a 10% deposit bonus. And we're also brought to you by Hall of Fame Bets. Yes, the sports betting research platform for parlays, player props, and game lines. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or visit HOFBets.com. Use that promo code SGPN to get 50% off your first month and start making smarter bets today, people. And last but not least here, don't forget to enter our Super Bowl 58 props contest. Pick 58 Super Bowl props for a chance to win $1,000. Enter today for free at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/SB58 or in the SGPN app, which you can download for free in the App Store, Google Play Store. Remember, as always, folks, to let it ride.
This is Martin Cleese, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
Yes. Woo! Welcome to the college basketball experience Saturday pregame show. The slate is fantastic. And the chat, some say they didn't have time to listen to a 3-hour show last night. Unbelievable, Ryan. Unbelievable. We can do the Cliff Notes, man. It's completely understandable. I mean, the slate is, I think, really good, and we're going to talk about not each and every one. That was last night's 3-hour show, but a lot of the big time games we will be tackling here on the college basketball experience. But perhaps you're just tuning in for the first time. You're saying, "Who is this jackass talking to me?" Well, that's all fair. My name is Colby Swinging Database Dan, aka Pick Don D. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
I'm probably drinking too much and celebrating too much and not sleeping. Would have killed a normal man, but no, that's gone. The medical advice I got from that was like being hit by lightning. Pretend it never happened and get on with your life.
Shout out to Antoine Gordon. Says, I watch every show. Let's get it. Appreciate you. And good morning to the fine people out there. Yeah, the slate is fire. I'm sure this next guy will lock up UVA, Virginia Tech, George Mason. We'll see. He probably cashed on VCU last night like me. Give it up for the host of the NBA Gambling Podcast and WNBA Gambling Podcast. You've heard him also on the NFL Gambling Podcast, the Sports Gambling Podcast, but he got his start right fucking here. Give it up for Terrell Furman Jr. What is up, my friend?
Oh man. Let's talk about those VCU Rams. Fires?
Look. Oh, I was on that. A little defensive rock fight. Nothing wrong with that as long as we cash, right?
Man, this is how we thought it was going to happen. This is how VCU does it. Every year they make a run. I'm trying to tell you. A10 tournament champions, for sure. A10 tournament champions.
Yeah, I mean, they're looking good. Odom's got them way ahead of schedule, in my opinion. Considering who they lost last year, what they lost, from the portal, I think they're
no down
way ahead
over here in Richmond.
Yeah. So let's just get to the elephant in the room. So you have your Virginia parlay ready and loaded, I'm sure. But I mean, there's a bunch of early games. We'll get to the Virginia schools.
Okay.
Well, not far from Virginia is Washington, D.C. UConn is heading into Washington, D.C. Ed Cooley says he's rich, and he is. I like that when they were shit talking him Some fans were shit talking him, and he said, "I'm rich, motherfucker." Great answer. Great fucking answer. Georgetown is getting 16.5 points. Moneyline Mac locked up the Hoyas. I took the Hoyas. I'm not. They're hosting UConn. It's UConn. You know what I mean? I don't. What are you doing?
I mean, it's Saturday. It wouldn't be Saturday if I wasn't out here telling you to bet Georgetown. It wouldn't be. But I will admit that they have been pathetic at home. Like absolutely pathetic at home. It's actually really, really, really disgusting how bad they're at home. But
They
if you look
should
at
have
their
beat
last
TCU at home, though.
Look at their last 3 road games, though. Last 3 road games, you're at Seton Hall. Keep that close. And then you're 12 point, 12 point dogs in that one. Then you're at Providence. You keep that close as 11 point dogs. You're at Xavier's 12 point dogs. You keep it close. Then you're at home. You get blown out by Butler and destroyed by Marquette at home. I like Georgetown today because they can keep any game close in the Big East. I don't care who it is. They can keep any game close in the Big East, but they're really, really tough to take at home.
Yeah. The chat's cracking me up here. This is a great comment. Cooley getting my money. He's rich enough. Remember. And the chat was also how do we watch the games? Well, normally you get a nice TV setup. I mean, I'm normally at the studio, but since I'm here on dad duty, so
congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Dad.
Thank you. Appreciate it, man. And you got a birthday coming up, right?
Yeah, I do. 23rd.
23rd. There we go. There we go. Happy early birthday.
Appreciate it.
Wisconsin's at Rutgers today. And I think we should hammer the Scarlet Knights personally. They're always a lot better at the rack. And Wisconsin, they're a bit stapled to the floor. You know my opinions on that. They're 3-5 on the road for a reason this year, in my opinion. And Rutgers is 9-3. And I actually think Rutgers, while they're not sniffing the NCAA tournament at the moment right now, if you get a win like this, because Wisconsin is having a good year. And they just won on the road at Michigan. I know that means nothing, but they're hosting Northwestern next. After that, there's Minnesota. Like there's some winnable games here if you're Rutgers, and they seem to do this. I feel like year in year out. Steve Peichel's bunch kind of make a run. Some years they make the tournament. They're always a bubble team, but I feel like
it's the offense. That's not what it is. When you lose guys, the people that were really carrying that team offensively, when you think of these past Rutgers team, like a Ron Harper Jr., like they had somebody like the offense.
Spencer, who transferred to UConn. Yeah.
Who are we looking at on this Rutgers squad to be that person to go get a bucket, to be that thing to keep the offense rolling? Like it just seems like every time I'm looking at a Rutgers game, they're out of it because they can't score.
344th in offensive rating out of 363 teams. But the defense 12th in the nation, and that can keep you in a lot of games. This is a contrast in styles. Wisconsin's 42nd in offense, but 183rd in defense. So something's got to give here. I already bet Rutgers. I think Rutgers is going to get it done.
Yeah,
sprinkle the money line.
Like
they're a different team at home. Yeah, they're a different team at home. I did bet.
And they
this
lost
one.
their last 2 home games. I really like that spot. They lost their last 2 home games. They got right on the road. They're coming back home. Want to protect home court, and you got a top, 12 team in the nation coming into town. So yeah, I think we can lock up. Rutgers today. For sure.
Let's go. I want to be like that Danny DeVito commercial where he's fucking breakdancing. Let's go. Jersey Mike's Arena's got to be rocking it. Why are they calling it Jersey Mike's Arena? It should be the Rack still. Come on.
You go to Jersey Mike's? Like, is that a place where you're like, oh, I'm hungry, let me go get some Jersey Mike's? I don't feel like I've ever said that ever in life.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in a not like I'd take it over Subway, but I mean it's not something that I
Jersey Mike's over Subway?
Yeah, I don't fuck with Subway, man.
Really?
I don't fuck with Subway.
So if we ranked Jersey Mike's, Subway, what's that joint? Jimmy John's, I think those are like the things that are all everywhere. I feel like I'm forgetting one.
Yeah, Jersey Mike's would be the top seed for me there, but I don't know that
Really?
I think I've only had Jimmy John's once. To be fair, I don't know that I can really give an educated opinion on Jimmy John's. But I'm not a Subway guy. I don't fuck with Subway. So I can't really say. They used to have Quiznos. That's not a thing anymore, right? At least out here in LA.
I haven't seen a Quiznos commercial in forever.
Yeah,
We have McAllister's. That's what I like. We got a place called McAllister's.
Oh no, I used to fuck with McAllister's when I was at ECU.
I don't like Firehouse.
When I was at Firehouse, I get Firehouse and Jimmy John's confused. Aren't they? I don't know. Subway is the one I know I don't care for. I don't go to Subway unless I have to. But yeah, I mean the beautiful part about living in say Los Angeles.
Wawa. If you got a Wawa, best subs. Wawa.
Really?
Hands down. Wawa. It's a gas station. I promise you, it's the best gas station you'll ever been to. Tell them about them Wawa lemonades and them Wawa subs. If somebody in the chat know about Wawa, I know one person in the chat know about Wawa. Yeah.
Look, to me, it's all about the bread. It's all about the bread. If you're gonna make a good sandwich, you can't fuck up the bread.
Yes. The bread's got it. Yes.
But we're gonna tackle this issue. We're gonna have a food podcast, a list podcast at some point where we can talk about this.
Jong? This is where Jong. Where Jong?
Shout out to Jong. Jong knows. Jong is a look. See, I'm lucky enough. Like where I live in Los Angeles, and I think the food situation in Los Angeles is pretty fucking good. You know, like you have. I'd say it's a lot better than a lot of other cities. Now, it doesn't mean. Like New York, if you live in New York City, you have great Italian food that would destroy here. But LA has a great diversity of food. So Clemson is at Syracuse. Clemson just won at Chapel Hill. I think we take Syracuse. Am I crazy?
So my question here is Syracuse going to be able to manufacture enough offense?
Is Syracuse defense? They switched to the man-to-man defense. I mean, I guess they're all right, but they're not. Kind of thought they might be improved. Yeah.
What is it? What was it? What was their last 3 games? I feel like they've given up like 90 points in every game for like 3 games straight.
Yeah, I mean Louisville dropped 92 on them the other day.
Yeah, so 92 to Louisville, 99 to Wake Forest, 80 to BC, and then before that, 85 to FSU. Are they going to score that much on this Clemson defense to be able? If they give up 80 points, did Syracuse have enough offense to get to 85?
Can Clemson win back-to-back away games? They're 4-4 on the road this year. Give me the cues. Give me the cues.
Slight lean to the cues, but I'm not betting this.
I will bet that. I just think you just won at Chapel Hill. It's a Joe Girard revenge game. True. Oscar in the chat said, Colby, what part of LA are you in now? I am in, just recently moved to Santa Monica from Venice. Moving forward, Alabama's at LSU. LSU is catching 7.5. Took the points, no bet. What'd you do here?
No. LSU sucks, kind of.
I feel like they're getting better.
Are they?
I know they're 5-5 in their last 10, but I still feel like, what was it, the A&M game?
I mean, they got destroyed by Tennessee.
Whooped Arkansas. Only lost by 2 at
Arkansas is not impressive.
Beat Ole Miss.
I'm taking Alabama. I'm laying points.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not betting this, but give me LSU.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to bet, but I think Alabama's going to get this done.
This one I will bet, though. Michael Crichton is laying 1.5 at Xavier. Creighton should have beaten Providence the other day. They blew it in overtime. I doubt they go winless on this trip. I think they go into Xavier and get it done. I think Creighton's just a better team, but Xavier has been playing better than I thought. But I mean, Xavier at home is good. They're 10-4 at home, but they're still, I think, a flawed team compared to. I mean, offensive rating 166th. Creighton a top 20 offense. That's all the difference in the game. What are you doing here?
Xavier really isn't good as an underdog. Like when they're projected to lose, they lose. They're 1-5 as a dog, and I think the only win was what was that? The Providence game, I think. Yeah, I'm going Creighton. I'm not gonna lock this up because I'm kind of disappointed that they really should have won that game against Providence, and so I'm not gonna lock it up. But I'm gonna take Creighton.
The South Carolina Gamecocks are 20-3. 20-3. I don't want to hear anyone else say that anybody else deserves coach of the year. Yeah.
I mean, how he turned that team around, because after last season and not being able to have a better season with GG Jackson on the roster, it's kind of like what happened. But now it seems like everything's opened up and it's completely on schedule. This South Carolina team we're going to see them after the first weekend of the tournament. I'm telling you right now, we're going to see them after the first weekend of the tournament.
I read a thing this offseason. I think I talked about it on an episode in like July or August, where Lamont Paris said, he thought he messed up by not having enough veterans in the portal. He's like, I got, the star freshman, but he goes, I purposely sought out this past offseason to bring in veterans who have been playing good college basketball for years. And I think that's part of the difference here. But I know someone said Mark Pope deserves coach of the year. Mark Pope's done a good job at BYU. I'm not trying to shit on Mark Pope, but no way. Lamont Paris should, in my opinion, is the easy coach of the year right now. Easy coach of the year. However, though, I think it's kind of a sleepy spot for Carolina, and the fact
who they got up next? Who's up next?
Yeah, they're in the jungle. They're in the jungle against Auburn
on Tuesday. It's sleepy.
I got it last night at a higher number, but I'd still take it right now. I think Vandy can cover this, so I think Carolina wins by like 6.
Yeah, I think that it's just going to be a lot of missed shots. I'll lock up, Vandy.
Yeah, it's too many points. Let's go. Give me them doors.
Vandy and under.
Shout out to Virgil's asking about my son White Tiger. What games will he be watching today? I mean, White Tiger's not a big fan of the Rutgers Wisconsin game. Not a big fan of that. I think White Tiger's going to target, especially in the morning games. Like it's probably Creighton Xavier with a mixture of Alabama LSU. Maybe some of that Clemson Syracuse game, but I'll have to. We'll see. I'll update you via Twitter which games White Tiger's watching. Navy's at Army. I know you're an Air Force guy, so I don't know if you have a strong opinion towards who you prefer in this one.
So my high school, I used to be in a Navy ROTC in high school, and they went to the Army Navy game every year. They're probably there right now, to be honest. Basketball game, they're at that game every year. Or they probably, they might, might be at that one. Oh yeah, I'm definitely on Navy.
I'm on 100%. Army. I think Army's going to win this. Navy. They already played. This is the second matchup. Navy won the first one in Annapolis. This is in West Point. And I think Army wants that revenge. So let's go. Let's go. We got a little battle. You feel good about this?
Man, Navy's won the past 4 meetings. I'm not worried about this. I'm going Navy.
Do I need to bring up the fact that Navy is 1-10 on the road and Army is a nice 4-8 at home?
All right, I'll lock up Navy.
Oh, let's do some battle. I am on the Black Knights. This was a close game when they played Annapolis.
Why are we betting this?
Why are we betting it? Because we're in America. Army versus Navy. Let's go. Oh, by the way, lay the points with Vermont against UMBC. Vermont just lost their first game.
Hey, man. Play the music. Play the music.
Yeah, this is simple. Don't overthink it. Catamounts by 1,000 today at UMBC.
When was the last time they lost in conference?
That's what I'm saying. They're coming off that loss. They finally lost a game, and to me, the sirens, sound the alarm. Like they haven't lost. That was their first conference loss.
This was a long couple of days. This was a long couple of days for them.
Poor UMBC's got no idea what's coming their way.
But
they're gonna get fucked up. What else do we have? I'm curious about this Toledo App State game. App State is laying, I think, 6 right now, 6.5. We get this MAC Sunbelt battle. There's a bunch of MAC schools and Sunbelt schools going head to head. App State's been fired this year. They're coming off of a loss though to Texas State. But once again, this game kind of doesn't mean anything for the Sunbelt rankings. But I'll take Toledo on the points. What are you doing here?
That's what I'm kind of like. Do you really get up for this game at this point in the season? Like, this should have been beginning of the season. It probably would have been more competitive, but at this point, it's like we're really just focused on the Sun Belt. I want to take the points too.
High Point had won 20. Was it 20 straight games? How many games was it? It was something insane. Before they went to Asheville and lost in a close one. Now they head to Gardner-Webb. North Carolina basketball has been rocking. Gardner-Webb's been good all year too. Gardner-Webb's catching 3.5. I think Gardner-Webb's going to clip them. I think 2 in a row
really?
losses for High Point. Just because Gardner-Webb, I think, was looking ahead and they got upset by Presbyterian. These teams are both top three teams in the Big South. I think Gardner-Webb's in the more desperate spot.
I don't think they're going to keep up.
You're on.
I think High Point's going to track meet them. I don't think they can keep up.
I mean, High Point's been a great story this year.
Yeah,
been a great story.
I think Gardner-Webb's going to put up their typical 70 to 75 points that they always do, and I think High Point's probably going to be around 85, 90. I don't think it's going to be close.
High Point has the 3rd rated offense in the nation. Yeah. What a fucking coaching job! If you want to talk about who should be mentioned for Coach of the Year, also,
you know what? Are you locking Gardner-Webb?
I don't think I have not bet that, but I mean,
I'm locking up High Point. I'm not going
to bet that game, but
I'll give you some music.
I'll give you some music. Let's go. Appreciate Rose in the chat.
I think it's one more tier that High Point is better than Gardner-Webb. They're a tier above.
Yeah. I mean, you could be right there. Monmouth though is catching 4 at Northeastern. They're plus 145 on the money line. Yeah, I think Monmouth's going to win. Have you seen King Rice's son play basketball? What is his name? Is it Caden Rice? I think it is. I'm drawing a blank on it right now. No, Xander Rice. This dude's a stud, man. I'm gonna give you some game logs of Xander Rice lately. Now, the last time he stepped on the hardwood, he only dropped 7 points against William & Mary, right? But prior to that, 24 points, 22 points, 31 points, 18 points, 25 points, 27 points, 34 points, 26 points, 29 points, 21 points, 24 points. This dude is nasty.
Is somebody injured from Monmouth? Why did this line jump 2 points?
I mean, I don't see anything here, but information can be at a premium.
I'm not gonna bet this, but I'll take Monmouth in the points as well. But I'm concerned on why this line went from 2 to 3.5.
I think what Monmouth has lost a couple. I think like No, actually, what? I guess they're 2-2 in their last 4.
Who
I
is
don't know.
who is out here betting Northeastern? 4-5 at
Mac
home.
is.
Yeah, like who?
I'm
But it's
betting
somebody that's
Monmouth.
moving this line. That's concerning. I'm not gonna bet this, but I think Monmouth is they should win the game. They really should.
I'm gonna bet this. Give me Monmouth. Let's go. Illinois is at Michigan State. I think this is one of the better plays today.
For sure.
Michigan State needs. I think Izzo's going to retire after this year. You gotta make the NCAA tournament. This game's on CBS, nationally televised. Against a top 10 team.
You only bet them in March.
They got to get to March though. Like
this is why we're not betting them.
No, I'm betting.
They make them March.
I've already bet Michigan State. I just feel like they don't have a resume right now good enough for the NCAA tournament. They have to have wins against someone. This is one, a top 10 win against the Illini. This was a 3-point game in Champaign. Izzo gets him in East Lansing. Let's go. What are you doing here?
I feel like every time I try to fade Illinois on the road, I eat shit for it. And I don't want to keep doing that. You make a very valid point. They really, really do need this win. I may be tempted by a Michigan State money line parlay, but laying this number, no. I'll take Michigan State, but I'm not betting this. Because I really eat shit every single time I try to fade Illinois on the road.
TCU is now getting, I think, 8.5. 8.5 now. This line's gone up some in Ames, Iowa, against Iowa State. Iowa State beat them in Fort Worth. That's why I do think we subscribe to the 8.5 and TCU. I think they can keep this thing close. I know that environment's insane, but give me TCU plus the points. Haven't bet this yet, but maybe I will if I'm a little up on the day early on. What are you doing here?
What if TCU's just? I'm not TCU. What if Iowa State's just better than them?
By the way, I'm seeing this now down to 7.5. It was 8.5 like 28 minutes ago. I'm now seeing it 7.5. So FYI.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I guess I'll go TCU as well. What did Max say? I'll go TCU.
Yeah, he went TCU as well. Kenneth in the chat. Shout out to Kenneth. He's on TCU plays great as road dogs. Plus the revenge angle. I'm with you.
I'm curious on why it's so high too, Ryan. That's what I was like. Should we actually be on Iowa State? Because why is this spread so high? But let's not think too much. It's TCU in the points.
Providence is at Butler. Butler's laying 4.5. No. Butler has the NCAA tournament on the mind. They lost in overtime, blew a cover. If you remember this was one of the worst beats of the season. I had Butler, I think it was +9, and they lose by 10 in overtime. Unbelievable. And Butler was up. Butler
losing by 10 in overtime is pretty legendary.
Butler's going to get them at home. I like laying the 4.5 here. Another thing is Providence is off an overtime win over Creighton. Providence hasn't been the same on the road since the injury to Bryce Hopkins. So I am all over Butler. What are you doing here?
I think I'm going Providence. I feel like I'm taking a lot of road teams. No,
you are.
I feel like I'm not locking this. I'm not locking. I feel like I'm taking a lot of road teams today, but I think Providence is still hunting for the tournament as well. I think they're hunting for the tournament, and this is a pretty on the road having a good performance against Butler, who they can get going. I think Providence just keeps it close. Maybe not to win, but they get they cover the number. They don't win.
Some others I like. Indiana State is a fucking wagon. I think they're going to go to Missouri State and destroy them.
I can't wait till the rest of the general college basketball public sees this Indiana State team in the tournament.
Dude.
Oh
I was going through some of their scores this year. Not to beat a dead horse, but I just want to talk about some of these wins they've had. I just want to quote some of these wins. They opened up the season with a 30-point win, but that was against disregard that. That was against a D2 school. They lost to Alabama on their second game, but after that, 29-point win against IUPUI, 15-point win against Rice. They then beat Southern Illinois, who's a good team, by 29 points. Right? They took down Bradley, and that one was only 8, but then wins by 23, wins by 44, wins by 11, wins by 21, wins by 14, wins by 11, and this is conference play, wins by 30, wins by 22, wins by 11 again, then a 40-point win. I mean, they fuck teams up, man. And like this conference play, it's not those D2 schools. I'm taking them. I know Missouri State is all right, but I think they're gonna fuck them up. Lay the points.
I really just think that Missouri State is going to be overwhelmed by the amount of offense that they can generate on the road. Like on the road, they can still score the basketball. They can still, battle it out with a whole bunch of teams. And so
there's a true shooting metric for all of college basketball. The number one shooting team in all of college basketball right now is Indiana State.
It's crazy.
64.8 percentage. And as far as offensive rating, they're charting at number 8 offensively. And get this, you would think the defense would be their weakness. They're still a top 100 defense. So they've been a complete team. Yeah, I'm laying it.
Yeah. It's no question here.
We got to talk about this one. Cornell is in first place in the Ivy. Princeton, was in first place. Cornell knocked them off. What was it, last Saturday, I believe. We were on Cornell here, but now they take on Yale at Yale. Yale's in second place. Yale was the 1 seed in the NCAA, in the Ivy tournament a year ago when they got upset by Princeton. Cornell celebrated last week beating Princeton. I think Yale's going to fuck them up today. I'm going to lay the points with Yale, who is 6-1 at home this year. And really, I get it. Cornell's offense is fire, 22nd in the nation in offensive rating, 6th in true shooting, but don't sleep on the Bulldogs defense, 59th in the Ivy. That is the top defense in the Ivy. What are you doing here?
I mean, just kind of listen to some of these totals by Yale in the past few games. They beat Penn by 16. They beat Princeton by 6. You go and you keep looking. Harvard by 13. Dartmouth by 25. They're destroying teams 19, 10, 8. Like they're getting a sizable lead in a bunch of these games. 7.5. I'm not concerned about laying the number. I'm all over Yale here.
Let's go. I'm betting that shit. Let's fly. And Indiana State. Let's go. Let's talk a little Virginia hoops here. George Mason's at Davidson. George Mason somehow blew their dude. How did they lose to Loyola? They're up the entire game. They've lost 3 in a row. Can Tony Skinn head down to Davidson, North Carolina as a 1.5 point dog and get the dub? I know we talked on this last night. Davidson's forward David Skogman's out for the season. So maybe that's why the number is a bit shorter than normal. It's a 2-point win by Mason the last time they played a year ago, but I'm going to take Davidson. I don't feel good about it though. No bet.
I kind of want to give up on this George Mason team.
Especially on the road. I feel like at home they're better.
Yeah.
But if you want a Virginia,
and it's crazy because they're technically covering on the road, but they're just not winning the game outright. 2-point loss to Joe's, 1-point loss to UMass. Like, it seems like this line is spot on. That's why it's -1 Davidson. I'm just going to take late points to Davidson.
If you want the Virginia play here, this one makes no sense, and this is why we bet it. Winthrop is currently battling for, I think they're 3rd or 4th in the Big South right now. They are at Longwood. Longwood, I don't know what the fuck happened at Longwood. This was a team that looked pretty good in the non-con, but boy, things have gone downhill. They're 2-8 in their last 10. They've lost 4 straight. But why the fuck is Longwood a favorite? They're currently 9th in the Big South. I think we load up on Longwood against Winthrop.
How much is it that the market just hasn't caught up to them? Because they've recently been a 4-point favorite, an 11.5-point favorite, a 6-point favorite, a 7-point favorite. What is this? What if the market's just not catching up to Longwood and they actually are probably going to lose this game too?
You know why they win this game? It's because they're going to out rebound the fuck out of them. They're 4th in the nation in offensive rebounds. Right? Guess what Winthrop can't do? They're 287th. 287th. Longwood's going to rebound their way to a victory.
Oh no. Winthrop.
Give me them Lancers. What are you doing here?
Winthrop took High Point to the brink. I'm rolling with Winthrop. This Longwood team sucks.
Look, folks, if you're keeping account at home, 2 Virginia schools he is fading thus far. That's something. By the way, where are you located? Where are you at right now? Are you out of the state of Virginia at this very minute?
Ironically, I am out of the state of Virginia.
Oh, that's what it is. That right there. He leaves the state of Virginia and.
Well, I don't get a brain bag.
All right, you want one? Auburn's going to Florida. Auburn just beat Alabama for the first time. Remember they had lost a couple years in a row to Bama. Now Auburn's going to the swamp, take on Florida. No. Florida's going to win this game. Give me the Gators. I like this play. I think it's one of the better plays. It's just a bad spot for Auburn. You just had that emotional game where you hadn't beaten Alabama, your arch rivals. You hear it in the state the whole year, and now you go over to Florida. I think the Gators are going to get them. What are you doing here?
I've been, we've been talking about this Florida team all year. We said that they have it in them. They almost happened with Kentucky. I feel like
they
should have
beaten Kentucky. They should have beaten Kentucky.
It almost happened with Kentucky.
Yeah.
All right, I'll trust them one more time.
Double lock. Florida Gators, Gator. East Carolina's at UTSA. That's a no-brainer bet right there. And may the Schwartz be with you. I already bet that one. I mean, I'm not gonna. You don't have to answer that one because I know you probably like the Roadrunners. But Gonzaga is at Kentucky. This line has been fucking insane, by the way. It opened, I feel like, at like 3. Yesterday went up to 7.5. Today I wake up and the thing's at 6. I'm all over Kentucky. I think I'm out on I know Gonzaga needs this if they want any chance of an outright bid. But I just don't think Gonzaga's that good this year. Give me Kentucky minus the points. You might even want to wait on it because it seems to be going down. But don't wait too much. But what are you doing here?
No, it's no question to me. Does that suck? I'm going with Kentucky. Lock it up.
Yeah, double lock. Let's go.
No question here. No question.
Double lock on the Wildcats. I'll keep the lock train going. Texas Tech has lost 3 straight. Remember they were in first place of the Big 12. Then they lost 3 straight. Now they're in 6th place. And now UCF comes to town. Poor UCF. Because Texas Tech's laying 7.5. I think the Red Raiders are going to drill Johnny Dawkins and the Golden Knights. I will lay the 7.5. What are you doing here?
Yeah. 7.5. It's not an 8 yet. Yeah.
I think
Okay.
I
I can buy into that.
Yeah.
I mean, UCF's not about to walk all over Texas, the state of Texas. They're not.
Maryland's at Ohio State. Ohio State's laying 2.5. Ugh. Two programs that are 13-10 right now in the cellar of the Big Ten. Two programs that have played for national championships in the past 20 some years. What happened to these programs? Man, Ohio State's lost 5 in a row. Give me Ohio State just because of that, but I'm not betting this one. What are you doing here?
Maryland should go back to the ACC.
They need to. They
should. It's not. It hasn't been good in the Big Ten at all ever. Man. Ohio State needs one at home. Okay, I'll take the whole team.
I mentioned this on last night's show that I needed to talk to you about this game because North Carolina is in South Beach taking on the Miami Hurricanes, the desperate Miami Hurricanes, who just scored one of the more embarrassing games, 38 points at Virginia, 4-6 in their last 10. It's a team that went to the Final Four last year. North Carolina's coming off a loss themselves as Clemson upset them in Chapel Hill. Mac thinks we should lock up Miami.
It was foreseen after the Duke win. They were going to drop that game.
Yeah. But the question is what happens here? Both teams kind of, coming off of bad losses. But
I don't know. I think Miami didn't even try against UVA.
That was ridiculous. Larinaga wasn't even. You see that he was calling timeouts. He wasn't even in the huddle. He was just sitting by himself.
How do you I mean, I guess maybe it's because it's so stinky. You gotta back a team after that. I don't know how you back Miami after that game. I really don't.
Yeah, I mean, I know Mac locked this. I took Miami, but I'm not betting this fucking game. I don't trust Miami right now.
I'm gonna take my boys. I can't. I mean, I'm not gonna bet them, but I'll take my boys because Miami really, really didn't try. They actually were not trying.
NJIT was the team to upset Vermont the other day. NJIT is 6-15. They are horrible. They haven't really had back-to-back wins all season. I think one time, and that was against a D2.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should load up on UMass Lowell -8.5 at NJIT because Lowell's the second best team in that conference. They just got Vermont. There's no way they win back to back. There's no way. Yep. I mean, I know technically they could lose by 6, but I don't think so. I just think they suck. I'm going to take NJIT minus the points. I'm sorry.
That was 2 days ago.
UMass Lowell minus the points. I can't fucking talk. What's up?
That was 2 days ago when they won that game.
Yeah.
You don't get to celebrate that often in the season, and you just beat one of the best teams. The best team? Yeah. No. I'm all over UMass Lowell. They was able to get it done and beat UMBC by 13 on the road. They'll handle NJIT here.
Yeah. Off the reservation here, I do like Utah Valley to bounce back against Abilene, but I have a couple North Carolina plays I like here. This is going to sound very disgusting.
No, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. You can do it. I'm not doing it.
NC State's getting 8.5.
I know that's what you was talking about. I knew that was what you was talking about. I'm not doing it. So
I think we take the pussy pack.
Sorry,
I think NC State, dude, this line's off. I mean, both teams, Wake's better, but not that much better, right? They're not that much better.
Sorry, I'm not going to take NC State.
Wake is 12-0 at home. I don't care. This is disgusting. Give me NC State plus 8.5. Can I interest great fans of the state of North Carolina? I locked up ECU. Maybe you don't trust that because I'm an ECU guy. But how about this? NC State parlayed with UNC Greensboro. Greensboro just got upset at home after they were up big in the first half. Samford stormed back, beat them in the second half. They will not lose 2 games at home in a row. Chattanooga is coming in to Greensboro Coliseum. UNC Greensboro is laying 3.5. I'm on Greensboro minus 3.5. It's one of my favorite plays of the day. What are you doing here?
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm all over this.
Let's go. The Houston Cougars are heading to Cincinnati. Houston's laying 5.5.
I mean, at some point, the road trip's got to catch up to somebody, right?
Yeah. I mean, Cincinnati's a better. I can't believe they're 10th in the Big 12 because I've been impressed with their team this year, considering. But
I mean, you know what it is. We know what it is. Made a big deal about this home field, this home court, and it hasn't meant anything for them yet.
Yeah,
7-7 against the spread this season. Yeah, sure, you're getting wins. You're not covering anything.
You feel good about that play?
Didn't cover against Oklahoma. No, I'm not feeling good about it. I'm gonna take them, but
yeah,
I don't like it.
I'm with you. I'm not betting that. Shout out to Sean Sloan, says new subscriber. What up, Dundee? Hey, thanks for tuning in, man. Appreciate you subscribing. Washington State's at Oregon. Huge game in the Pac-12 because second and third place right now. And with Arizona playing at Colorado, this could be first and second place potentially on the line here. Line is a little stinky, but I believe Oregon will win by more than 3.5. So I've already bet Oregon lay the 3.5. What are you doing here?
You bet this?
I did.
I can't bet. I can't bet Oregon. I can't bet this.
They're flying under the radar this year. A little bit better.
They are.
Yeah.
But it's enough under the radar where I'm not paying them no attention. They're not hitting my sonar here. I like Oregon. They're cool, but I don't feel comfortable. Like there's never a time when I sit here and I look at a spread and I said, "Oh yeah, I feel really, really good about that Oregon play today." Never.
Colgate is laying 10.5 at Loyola, Maryland. Loyola, Maryland just cashed as a plus 400 money line for me against American when they won 44-43 to get their 5th win of the season and I believe their 3rd or 2nd, it might have been D1 win. That means Colgate is going to fuck them up this game. Lay the points with Colgate. What are you doing here?
Hey, get your Colgate and Vermont parlay ready.
Yes,
your Colgate Vermont parlay ready for this week.
All on it. Lay the 10.5 there. UCLA is playing much better ball. They are laying 1.5. This line crossed over 0 overnight. It was UCLA catching 1.5, I believe, when I did the show last night. I still think the Bruins get it done in Berkeley against Cal. What are you doing here? They're hot. UCLA is playing much better. What have they won in a row? They've won 4. Yeah, 4. Yeah, and I feel like that the one they lost was at Arizona when they blew a 17-point lead. Still covered that game. So technically, they have won 6 of 7, with the one loss being against one of the harder environments in Tucson. I think UCLA is going to win.
Cal's heating up a little bit too. Cal's cooking up a little bit too. 4 of the last 5, and another again. The lone loss is the loss at Arizona, but that game they weren't even in it. It wasn't even close. I think there is a little bit of a distinction here between UCLA and Cal after both of them starting to pick up later half of the season. I'm gonna roll with UCLA.
Yes, I'm gonna lock that. Let's go. Will Wade and McNeese State.
I'm not locking UCLA for anything.
I'm locking that.
No way.
Will Wade and McNeese State are 20-3, and they just played the second place team, Texas A&M Corpus Christi, and they won magically. They were down, I think. What was it? They were down, I think, 4 points, or was it with under a second left or something? No, I think it was 3 points. They fouled. Corpus Christi fouled to make sure they couldn't lose, and McNeese makes the first free throw, misses the second, and somehow ends up with a crazy offensive rebound and a putback at the buzzer. I think Corpus Christi remembers this. Corpus Christi's getting like 10.5. I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is going to be a game at the Legacy Center there at Lake Charles. Give me Corpus Christi the points. What are you doing here?
Yeah, I think this is both these two teams match up pretty well. I think this is a close game. I'm maybe 1 point loss, 2 point loss, 3 point loss. Either way, it could be either way. Yeah, I like 10.5. 10.5 is way too much.
Yeah, take Corpus Christi. And look, the lock. I got a lot that I like here, but before I get to that, I want you to tell me about this Virginia Tech Hokie team laying 5.5 in South Bend.
Lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
Hokies looking for that 14th win of the season against Micah Shrewsbury and the Irish. I'm not betting that game. I don't trust that. I don't trust them. Now I do trust these ones though. I think Furman laying 2. CBS Sports might be 2.5.
Mm-hmm.
At East Tennessee State. Furman is coming off 2 straight losses. I feel very good about them going into Johnson City and getting that win. Give me the Paladins. What are you doing here?
Oh, I'm not fading my guys.
Yes.
No way. I'm not fading.
Yes. Drake is at Bradley. Bradley just lost a game. Bradley at home is a very, very good team. This is an awesome Missouri Valley game, by the way, on ESPNU. I am laying the 3.5 with Drake, and laying the 3.5 with Bradley, and I have already bet this one. What are you doing here?
I like Bradley. I don't love Bradley. Yeah, I like Bradley. Don't love Bradley.
St. John's is catching 8 at Marquette.
Says St. John's.
It's catching 8 at Marquette. You know who I'm on.
Man, it's so tough because I really, really hate when he's laying points.
Dude,
I hate when he's laying points, man. I prefer him as a dog.
St. John's gonna cover this, dude. They're gonna cover this.
But every time I regret it. I feel like I regret it every time. But you know what? If I take St. John's and Marquette gets a win and looks really, really good, that's kind of a win-win. So you know what? St. John's plus 7.5.
Yeah. I see 8 out there too. Jump on that, but Daquan must have got fucked by St. John's. I'll play a clip for Daquan. This is his opinion of St. John's basketball.
And you're nothing but a chameleon, lemon-headed, coward, tailless pussy. And I'm after you, buddy. You're going to pay for it. Good night.
Georgia's at Arkansas. By the way, I'm locking St. John's. Georgia's at Arkansas. Georgia's catching 2.5 in Fayetteville. What are you doing here?
You know, I really don't like anything that Arkansas has going on. I really don't. I feel like they kind of buy me in, pull me out, buy me in, pull me out. And I'm just kind of over it with this team. I'm getting Mike White as a dog. I'm just going to trust that.
Yeah, I'll take
5-2 ATS on the road this season.
Yeah, I'm not betting that. Baylor's at Kansas. Fantastic game. Going on in the Big 12. Currently Baylor in second place, Kansas in fourth. But seems to be they're always in the mix at the end of the year to win it. I took Kansas at -6. That's a bet that I've already done, but it's at 7.5 right now. I don't
think this Kansas team is that team this year.
I agree, but at what point would I not take Kansas? I think it's approaching that. I'll still take 7.5, but at 8, I think I say Baylor covers. What are you doing here?
They didn't cover. They actually lost outright to K-State again. They didn't cover against Cincinnati. I debate if Cincinnati is even a good team. No, I'm trusting Scott Drew. Give me Baylor. Matter of fact, wait.
Kansas is
coming
on the
line. Take them on the money line. Take them on the money line. It's about time. They're due. They're so due to get a win there.
Terrell Furman Jr. saying lock up Baylor and sprinkle a little bit on that money line. Akron.
They're so due to finally get a win at Kansas.
Akron is getting 6.5. You want a money line play? I think Akron's going to beat James Madison today. It's at JMU. Akron's. I think these are the best. You could argue JMU is the best team in the Sun Belt, and Akron's the best team in the MAC.
Because as I go through, I don't think I looked at all of the games in the MAC and Sun Belt that's going on today. There's a lot of value on the MAC today. I'll say that much.
I agree.
I think some of these teams are a little bit overrated in terms of what they're laying, because it's like every single Sun Belt team is the favorite. You're telling me that much worse? They're not that much worse. Like Western Michigan, I really think they probably could fuck with Southern Miss a little bit. Like some of these games just feel like they're a little bit closer than what these spreads are. So I'm not 100%. Wow, maybe it is a weird weekend that I'm kind of fading all these VA teams, but I don't think that's outside the realm of possibility. Maybe not JMU. JMU is really, really good at basketball, but Akron, I thought this would be a little bit smaller of a spread. Yeah.
I'm on Akron. I think Akron's going to win outright. Can't wait to watch this game. Son of Pete knows what I'm talking about. Michigan's at Nebraska. This line's gone up 1.5 since yesterday. 10.5 now is what the Cornhuskers are laying. Actually, shop around because I also see a 9.5 out there. Even Noah Beanick says we should put all of our money on Nebraska. He's a Michigan fan. I didn't bet this. I might bet this if I'm up on the day, but I do lean Nebraska. What are you doing here?
I don't think I'm betting this. Yeah, I really don't like either one of these teams. I definitely don't want to lay that number with Nebraska, but how do I look taking Michigan consistently?
Yeah, no Doug McDaniel either.
Yeah, no. I lean. I'll take the points because I just really don't want to lay that number with Nebraska, but I can't. I struggle betting Michigan. I really do.
We got Bedlam on the hardwood. Oklahoma State's getting 11.5 in Norman. Oklahoma State's covering this lock. They'll cover this. Oklahoma's they might win. I actually don't think it's a crazy money line play. I think it's gonna be a little bit of a rock fight.
No, I think they're gonna get dogged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last time
at home.
Moving to the SEC.
Yeah.
Motivation.
They're gonna roll through them. They lost this, and they've lost to this team 3 times in a row. Last time, get back. This is their ultimate, because nobody likes what's coming. You don't even like this Oklahoma State team, to be honest. You don't. You really don't.
Washington's at Oregon State. Oregon State's catching 4.5. I like the Beavs. I like the Beavs on the money line in that game too. I don't know. We don't need to talk about that one. Arizona State's at Utah. Utah's laying 11. Utah lost to Arizona in triple overtime. I think Utah's going to fuck up Arizona State today. What are you doing here? I like laying the 11. I've already bet it. It's 11.5.
I don't like backing the team after playing triple overtime, but
that's fair. That's fair.
I mean, they're young guys. They've had some time off, but that just mentally, like, it's a lot playing a triple overtime game. I guess we do fade Arizona State because they finally got an ATS win against Colorado, so they're due for another loss. Yeah, all right, I can get behind Utah. This Arizona State team.
Take them Utes, and I know we got to get out of here soon, but a couple ones I want to mention: Liberty -2 revenge game from La Tech where they lost in Ruston in overtime.
Yep.
Liberty's going to beat La Tech. Lay the 2. One of my favorite plays of the day. Virginia's at Florida State. Virginia is currently in second place in the ACC. They're laying 1.5 in Tallahassee. I went Florida State, but I don't feel very good about it. What are you doing here?
Nah. I'm laying it.
Tennessee is at Texas A&M. Texas A&M is getting 2 points. Fuck out of here. Give me the buzzsaw to win on the
As a
money
dog.
line.
As a dog.
Yes.
He's so good as a dog. He's so
Let's
good as a
go.
dog.
Indiana,
North Carolina
Purdue.
A&T. North Carolina A&T still without their lead scorer today against Hofstra.
So we lay it with the pride.
Yeah, I think they're due for an ugly loss at home. They've been really, really good recently, but I think they're due for one.
Yeah. Indiana, Purdue rivalry game. Purdue's laying 17.5. Purdue whooped their ass in Assembly Hall. What, 3 weeks ago? By 21. I can't take Indiana right now. I'm laying it. What are you doing here?
Hey, why you got to make me pick between Purdue and Indiana? I hate this game. I hate this game. I hate both of these teams. I don't want anything to do with either one of these teams. I'll take the points. I'll just take the points.
All right, couple more games. I think Missouri, who's winless in the SEC, is live to beat Mississippi State today. They're getting 6.5. I've already bet with the 6.5. I don't think it's that crazy to sprinkle that plus 230. Mississippi State struggles to score on the road. Watch out for that one. Got to play on that one?
Yeah, Mississippi State still gets the win, but it's by 3. Take Mizzou.
Arizona heads into Boulder, Colorado after a triple overtime win in Salt Lake City. Colorado is 13-0 at home. I think Colorado lost by 47 to Arizona in Tucson. I think Colorado is going to fuck up Arizona today. I have already bet the Buffs. What are you doing here?
Yeah, no, you can have it. It's been too many good fortune. This Arizona team has allowed teams to have things misconstrued about them for a little bit of a while here. I mean, it's triple overtime. You know, I don't like betting triple overtime teams, but it just feels like that they need a wake up call and remind teams that they're still really, really good. But this is a resume builder for Colorado. I'm on the middle of this one. I'm still going to lean Arizona, but I can't bet it because of that.
Stanford's laying 1.5 at home against Bronny James and USC. I'll lay the 1.5, but I don't feel good about it.
Stanford, USC really sucks, man.
Utah State got upset at home by Nevada the other night. Now Utah State's laying 4 to Boise State. They will not lose 2 straight games in Logan. I will lock Utah State. What are you doing here?
Oh, I'll join you. I didn't really question this one. This is the ultimate bounce back spot here.
Final game that we're going to talk about. K-State's at BYU. K-State just beat Kansas. Stormed the court. No. BYU is about to win by 30. All right. I just think K-State partied. Like, lay the 10.5.
And that was like 2 days ago. It's like, that's what's so different about college. Like, at least you're partying for the whole week in college football. That was 2 days ago. You're still partying about that win. You're still excited about that win.
Yeah.
BYU is going to
all over BYU. Actually, that's a nice parlay there. Utah State, BYU, maybe even throw in Utah Valley, who I was high on. Folks, that's it. That's our show. Give Terrell Furman a follow on Twitter at @reallyRel_universe in the chat saying, where's the picks page? Go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com and click on college basketball picks, or you can grab the SGPN app. It's free to download in the App Store, Google Play Store. It has all of our picks. Daryl in the chat, shout out to Daryl, says Saturday needs a midday show. We might do a watch party. I was supposed to do a watch party last weekend, but my
I had a baby.
Yeah, exactly.
I had a baby.
It didn't happen, and but it's something that we would try to do. Also, I am on the Sports Grid every single Saturday at around 1 o'clock talking college hoops. So 1 o'clock Pacific. So check out that. That's always updated lines there. So actually, it's more around. I would say more around 1:15 Pacific. But we'll be back tonight talking all the games. Shout out to Terrell and subscribe to his podcast. Terrell is always doing good work. He's got a bunch of different stuff he's doing. So NBA Gambling Podcast, WNBA Gambling Podcast, and just give him a follow. You'll see all the rest because he's on a bunch of shit. So, folks, appreciate you tuning in. Until next time, this is the College Basketball Experience. Good luck. You better start thinking about yours. And we are out of here.
lost a bet on the Super Bowl. So I had to dive in and crawl around through the snow. Don't believe me? Believe me, there's a video. We made it to promote March 5th and then we did the show. Before March there was a winter to be lived through, and snow fell on the DC metropolis. In some other cities this wouldn't be big news, but where I live it felt like an apocalypse. Not the kind where zombies or the wrath of God, but the kind where Mother Nature doesn't laugh it off. I didn't laugh at all. I saw the sky smoking the blunt, now waiting for the ash to fall. Traffic stalled for a few weeks. Capitol Hill of snow taking up a parking space. A couple notches on the beltway ain't unique, but higher in freezes get more than your heart to race. I mean the rats were frostbit, they lost it, risking their lives just to make it to the office. Exhausting, caustic, cold front rose up through the mid-Atlantic and did its damage. Detective Baylor didn't expect a camera and brought a gun to a snowball fight. I know my rights in the season of mood swing. Some of us winning, some of us losing. That broken clock's been